Where did democracy come from? What made the ancient Athenians decide that they wanted this new system of government? And how did it change the world? These are some of the questions we're going to be answering in this series. So if you're ready to get those brain cows milked, let's get to it. Welcome to Unveiling the Origins, how Athenian democracy changed the game. Today we re-looking at the ancient Greek city-state of Athens and how its unique political system not only changed the ancient world but also helped shape our modern world. From tyranny to freedom, Athens set the stage for what would become the most influential form of government in human history. Let's dive in. After the Persian Wars, Athens emerged as the dominant force in the Delian League, a coalition of Greek city-states. But back in Athens, a power struggle was brewing. The wealthy elite had long enjoyed a life of luxury and privilege, but now the commoners were demanding a bigger say in how the city was run. You see, for centuries, most city-states in ancient Greece had been ruled by a small group of elite landowners. But after the Persian Wars, things started to change. The traditional way of life had been shattered and people began to question the old ways of doing things. The commoners, or what the Greeks called the demos, had fought alongside the elite in the Persian Wars and they had proven their valor. Now they wanted more rights and more say in how the city was governed. In response to these growing tensions, the elite began to take a more conciliatory approach towards the demos. In 508 BC, a group of aristocrats led by Cleisthenes introduced a series of reforms that gave the demos more power. This included the introduction of a new system of government, which would become known as direct democracy. Under this new system, all citizens were able to participate directly in the making of laws and the governing of the city. The assembly became the supreme power in Athens. This was a radical departure from the traditional aristocratic system of government, and it would have a profound impact on the future of not just Athens, but the entire world. But who exactly were the citizens of ancient Athens? Well, it wasn't quite the inclusive group we think of today. Only adult males who were born in Athens and had no criminal record could participate in politics. Women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded from citizenship and therefore from political participation. But even so, this was still a revolutionary system. For the first time in history, the power to govern was in the hands of the people. So how did this new system work? Well, the assembly was the heart of Athenian democracy. It was made up of all the male citizens of Athens, and it was responsible for making laws and deciding on issues related to war and peace. Members of the assembly were paid for their service so that even a poor man could afford to participate. The assembly also had the power to appoint officials to government positions. The Council of 500 prepared the business of the assembly and proposed laws for its consideration. It was made up of 500 citizens who were chosen by lot from the larger pool of eligible citizens. This ensured that the council was representative of the various factions in the city and prevented any one group from gaining too much power. The council also had the power to execute laws that had been passed by the assembly. But the Athenian democracy wasn't perfect. There was no such thing as political parties, and this often led to factionalism and instability. The system was also open to abuse by powerful individuals. But despite its flaws, the Athenian democracy was a remarkable achievement. It was the first government of its kind in the ancient world, and it set the stage for the development of democracy in the modern world. The story of Athenian democracy is an inspiring one. It's a story of a group of ordinary citizens who dared to dream of a better way to govern their city. They created a system of government that was centuries ahead of its time, and its influence can still be felt today. Athenian democracy may not have been perfect, but it was a step towards a more just and equitable world. It showed that the people had the power to shape their own destiny and that even in the ancient world, there was such a thing as political progress. But that's just the beginning of the story. To learn more about how Athenian democracy developed and the challenges it faced, stay tuned for more episodes in this series. The ancient world is full of intrigue and adventure, and we're just scratching the surface. So join us on this journey through time and discover the secrets of one of the most influential civilizations in history. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Together, we'll explore the rise and fall of great empires, the lives of fascinating historical figures, and the events that shaped our world.